Okay, the first movie is Hitchcock. Similar to Lincoln, Hitchcock is not about the famous director's entire life, but instead it's about a small piece of his life as the film focuses on the making of Psycho. If you don't know what Psycho is, I don't know what to tell you. That's basically what the whole movie is about. The story specifically looks at the relationship between Hitch and his wife Alma, played by Helen Mirren. Alma has always been fiercely supportive of Hitch, even amongst his wandering eye for his leading ladies. For those people that don't understand who Alfred Hitchcock was, he was extremely obsessive about his leading ladies. He tried to control every aspect of their lives, and if they resisted, he really affected their career. So for what a wonderful and creative and talented director he was also a little bit of a kook. So the film kind of takes a look at that. And Alma, but she's been with him for 30 years. She's been with him for the long haul. So she is also slowly being seduced by a writing partner that has a different agenda than what she used to. So there's a whole relationship thing. Her and Hitch are having problems because of the production of Psycho. She's got a friend that wants a little bit more, and you know how that affects the relationship. So the movie, you get a look at his process, how they mortgaged their house because Paramount didn't want to finance a horror picture, how some of the little pieces of Psycho came to be from the script to the casting, all the way to the infamous shower scene, and especially the censor fight that followed after the movie was finished, because they didn't want to show at that time. They didn't want to show a toilet. They didn't want to show a nude actress, which they don't actually show her naked, but it looked pretty naked. Some of the violence on screen. There's a lot of things they were leery about showing at that time, so the film kind of takes a look at that. But the most interesting thing about how the movie plays is that it does not play like it's Oscar bait. This movie does not play like I'm sure Lincoln does, which Brian can talk to. It plays very much like it's an entertaining movie about a husband and wife team of filmmakers mixed with the making of one of the most famous films of all time. It's dramatic, it's funny, and most of all, and I was very leery about this movie because I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. It's entertaining. The whole movie is entertaining. It's almost like Get Shorty in the behind the scenes movie making part of it. So there's not many biopics I would say that about, but it's very entertaining. In terms of the acting, Anthony Hopkins actually absolutely nails Hitchcock. He nails him. I grew up with Hitch, and trust me, I know the man back to front. I've watched, I don't know how many times I've watched his episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I've seen every trailer he's done. I know the man back to front. I was extremely impressed. I don't think he deserves an Academy Award because I'm sure there's a lot of acting that's a little stronger. But he should get a nomination for it because the fact that Anthony Hopkins can go into this role and disappear into it and you don't remember that it's Anthony Hopkins, that's extremely impressive. Helen Mirren was also amazing as his wife Alma. Not that you expect anything else. I mean, the lady's like 85 and she still has more sex appeal and fire than most women I know. But she never seems less than a strong, independent, yet loving wife the character is. You also have a bunch of other actors and actresses that pop up. Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Biel, Ralph Macchio shows up. I don't know why, but he pops in. And they all do very well in their parts, but the movie is solely about Hitch and Alma and their plight to get the movie made. The director, Sasha Gervasi, he hasn't really done anything of note, but this movie should put him on the map if all goes well. He does an excellent job recreating the late 50s and the early 60s vibe necessary to sell the movie, and I completely fell in love with it and believed I was there. Final verdict, Hitchcock is about my absolute favorite filmmaker of all time. I've grown up with every Hitchcock movie. I love Hitchcock. I'm just as obsessed about him as he was about his leading ladies. It's a very personal topic to me, and to see it brought to the screen, and not so much the overall his whole life, but actually just this small section, I was very skeptical about it. I was really doubting it, especially casting a big name like Hopkins. I really wanted just an unknown to be the part, but like I said, he completely disappeared. Him and Mirren were wonderful to watch, and to see them spar back and forth, they really came across like the characters they were playing, as well as a real married couple. It was a delight. So watching all the behind-the-scenes stuff I've read about so many times and actually seeing it unfold in front of my eyes, I felt like a little kid again. So this is the first biopic that I've seen that I would call entertaining. I want to see it again. I want to buy it. I have bought 0 biopics in my life because they're just not replayable to me. This one I want to watch over and over. So if $10 is the full price of admission, keep in mind I'm a little Hitchcock obsessed, but I think it's worth $9. Brian?
Biopic.
I can say whatever I want. It was my
review.
review.
Biopic doesn't mean shit.
It makes it sound like
biopic
makes
mean?
it sound like he has superpowers.
2 eyes? Biopic?
Yeah.
No, biopic.
It's biopic, dude. Say it right. Just totally.
You are like the fucking arch nemesis to the English language. Fucking Lex Luthor.